Hello, I just got back from the best day shift. It's almost 11 and usually after a long shift on placement I am shattered, but today's was just so lovely that I've got a little buzz. I feel high. Give you a wee catch up, talk about what it's like being a student midwife. My last few videos I had lashes on, like I spent ages doing my hair. This is me after a whole day shift. This has been in since 7 AM. I haven't worn makeup in 2-3 weeks. I'm wearing this and these. Can you guess my favourite colour? Everything in my vicinity is yellow. Everything. Bit embarrassing, but it just makes me happy. This is guys, this is what it's like coming home. I've been on my feet for 12 hours. I actually stayed for 13 hours. I've only had four, this was my 4th shift. And I'm getting my heart palpitations because it was just it's so worth it. If you're watching this and you're in the interview process, doing your access course, you're waiting to hear back from unis, I promise you it's so worth it, because I come home, all I can think about is how I want to go back, no matter how tired I am. I hate my days off. I hate sitting thinking I wish I was back on delivery suite. It's just so amazing. So I'm feeling a bit emotional. I'm feeling a bit emotional. Oh my god, it was so good. I thought, what better time to get really emotional and chat all about what first term has been like than now. This is a wee different background. This is my uni room. So it's really messy. But who cares? It's quite yellow. Ooh, that's really messy. Here is my bookshelf. I'm filming this the wrong way. So we have some British Journal of Midwifery journals. They're quite old. We have Newborn Life Support. I haven't actually read these, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it is November. I've been here for 8 weeks and I haven't read it once. So I'm really not the best student to offer advice on which textbook to get, but I got Miles. And when I have flicked through it, it's all good. And then I've got Millie Hill's Give Birth Like a Feminist, my favourite book, Sensitive Midwifery. This one was quite hard to find, but our lecturer read a little snippet of it on a lecture. I thought it was beautiful. And when I bought it on eBay, it was signed, so that's a lovely surprise. I have 2 of Hard Push by Leah Hazard. Oh, bloody hell. And then I have This Is Gonna Hurt by Adam Kay, Letters to My Fanny by Cherry Healy, a little pocket guide to vaginal examination, and then that's it for my books. And then I have a Midwife Barbie. I have, what else is significant in this room? I have random Tupperware full of food that I've taken onto shifts and then not unpacked. I have, just looking down on the floor, I can see a tiara and some vodka. Bathroom is of course yellow themed as well. They're in my lemon fairy lights. I've got yellow towels, and I'm just going to leave them all there because I don't really want to show you my bathroom. It's just a bit messy. It's just not the one. We'll focus more on this because this looks pretty. I go to uni at Liverpool John Moores. Obviously no one's experience is going to be identical. This is purely my experience. I've been at uni now for 8 weeks. I started on September 14th and it's currently November 18th, so yeah, just over 2 months. It's not going to be the same for everyone, but hopefully if you've started as well, you've had a positive experience with everything that's going on. I moved in on September 11th and I started online lectures on September 14th. So for the first week it was a lot of admin, so paperwork. It took us about 40 minutes to do the register just to get everyone on the Zoom. Induction, learning the lecturers' names, learning who was responsible for what, emails, where to find people, all the admin-y stuff, which I didn't really mind. I still found it interesting. Just the first week was spent really getting to grips with everything. We didn't really start any theory in the first week. Then we started our modules, so we're working on Zoom, and then students like Canvas, which I think all the other universities use as well. We did anatomy and physiology, so we would do general anatomy and physiology. So for example, our first lesson was on the cardiovascular system, and then we link it to pregnancy and childbirth. So the heart, the lungs, the skin, the renal system, the nervous system, musculoskeletal. I'm probably forgetting some. If you've done an Access to Midwifery or Access to Healthcare course, women that did that found the work quite familiar. Did some work on documentation, admin, because documentation is a big old part of midwifery. And luckily, as a student, if there's a lady in labour, the midwife who's supervising on the shift will be doing all the official paperwork, and you'll just get the nice job of holding her hand and chatting to her. So our theory block was for 6 weeks, so this is just in the first 6 weeks. I've only been on placement for about a week. So in those 6 weeks, we had anatomy and physiology. We had guest speakers talk about normal physiological birth, water birth. We've had lectures on orgasmic birth, as well as those Zooms. We worked with COVID, so like September time, it wasn't lockdown, so we could go into uni, and we did hand washing, urinalysis, catheterization, resuscitation, and then COVID hit, as in lockdown. So we did our venipuncture, so injections and taking blood, online, which couldn't be helped because of lockdown. Okay, so that's theory. And then I started placement last week, and I was terrified in case placement wouldn't happen because lockdown got announced and I was due to start placement in like 2 days after that, but placement still happened. So I started placement and I was so scared. I remember I walked in like 20 minutes early and the midwives were in the middle of handover. I walked in and they didn't miss a beat. They just carried on talking. It was like a different language, and I stood there like, and I felt like such a lump because I'd brought 3 bags with me, not just one like lunch bag, 3 bags. It looked like I was going on holiday, and I stood with 3 bags like this in handover. Every time I turn, I'd knock someone as well because it's a really small room. So I was really over-prepared, and my first shift was amazing. The midwives are so understanding. So if you're worried about going out into practice and being thrown in the deep end, you just go with it. Like if you've applied to midwifery, then obviously there's something innate within you that wants to care for women in labour, and you'll find it comes once you've had the practice and been exposed to it. You'll find you pick it up like that. You'll start learning skills. So just to give an idea, well, it's not set in stone for everyone, but I've been on placement now. I've done 4 shifts, and I've been doing fetal auscultation, so listening to the baby's heartbeat during labour. I've been doing observations, so blood pressure, pulse, temperature. I've been like scribing in the background while the midwife's doing her thing. I'll be writing down while everything's happening. I've seen normal birth, I've seen an emergency cesarean section, the emergency buzzer's been pressed. There's been a whole variety, and placement is going to be amazing. I promise you. If you're sat writing a personal statement, stress, can't be arsed, or you're revising theory, just when you get into placement, it's so worth it, all the stress, and I have loved it. Not to be too cringe, but seeing a woman in labour is the most beautiful thing, and I feel privileged to see it, and I just feel so lucky. If only I could go back. My Snapchat memory a year ago today, I got my interview for King's College in London, and now look at me. Just got back from a long day shift. I'm sat in uni, and the day after tomorrow I'll be back in. So obviously I've got a few more weeks of placement just up until Christmas, and then that'll be my proper first term done. But yeah, just live my best life. I love it so much. I love it so much.